What's going on, YouTube? Today we're back with the $500 WRX build. We have a pretty tasteful upgrade ready to be installed into the car. Long awaited. I've been wanting to have this, finally got it. Let's get right into it. Now, as y'all know, this is a budget build. I never planned on spending a bunch of money on this car. So not even from the day I got it to any upgrades I put on it, it's gonna be 100% budget friendly. We have MaxpeedingRods coilovers that we're gonna be throwing on the car. These are like $240 on eBay, so it's really budget friendly. It doesn't get no cheaper than that. We still have to jack the car up, take the wheels off, all that. We're gonna do all that together. We're gonna work the passenger side first. You have a 10 mil here that keeps the ABS sensor, speed sensor onto the coilover. Around the back, you have the same 10 mil, but it keeps on the brake line for the caliper. And you have these two bolts here with the nuts on the end. Should be 19 mils. Yeah, they're all 19, so you have 19s, both top and bottom. Lock these, simplest way. Hopefully you have power tools. If you don't, it can still work, but it's just a little bit faster. Power tools, it's kind of locking your 19 on both sides. Do a couple more things before we take these out. $12 mils up top, 3 of them. So let's come back down to the bottom now. All right, we're back at the bottom. So these two bolts can come out. There it is. Old OEM strut from 2010 with our cut spring that I cut on my previous video. We're good now. We have everything clear for the front, so we can go ahead and grab our new coilovers and kind of compare them to size with these. Mind you, my goal with this car is to, like, I'm not gonna allow one to put on the ground. I'm not really too concerned about it. That's just what I want to do, because I want to go crazy with this build. Not any conservative or track ready, just crazy. So let's go ahead and grab our new coilover and kind of match up to here so we can kind of see the height difference. I've had like my fair share of coilovers with builds in the past, and honestly, like, from expensive to budget friendly, like these ones here, the quality as far as appearance is pretty good. This is my first time running MaxpeedingRods. I've had different brands in the past, and I've had like lesser brands. MaxpeedingRods have been actually like coming up a little bit more now. They have like higher grade coilovers and stuff. These are like the entry level ones. And no, this is not a sponsored video. I'm just giving my honest opinion here, but they're actually not bad as far as quality wise, like appearance and the way they feel. They feel sturdy. But pretty much right out the box, you can tell that these bad boys are pretty short compared to what comes out of the car. Now, mind you, I did have the springs cut. Side-by-side comparison of old and new coilover here. You really want to make sure you match up the thread count so you can have the same ride height on both sides, relatively the same ride height. Out the box, they're pretty much the same, but I can notice this one is showing a little less thread, so this one will sit lower, and this one's showing a little bit more, so it'll sit higher. That's not a problem. All you have to do is don't adjust these top collars, because these actually adjust the preload. The preload is essentially just the tension that is on the spring with no load. So in the box, you actually have manual, a book, and the wrenches that adjust the height. So we're gonna take these out of here. We're gonna adjust the height accordingly. I'm just gonna match it up with this one. So I'm pulling it closer in. All right. So you rotate this piece up to the adjuster that you just adjusted. And you just basically try and match it up with this one. Yeah, that's a close match. It's pretty close in my opinion. So we can go ahead and lock this down here, and we'll go ahead and start installing into the car. All right, we got the collar locked in place. It's ready to be installed. You should see an R on this side and an L on the other side for the driver and passenger side correspondence. These top pieces here are the camber adjusters. Slight camber, nothing crazy. So when you're installing these and they have the camber plates on them, if you push it inwards that way, it produces negative camber. If you push the rods out that way, it produces positive camber. I want negative camber because I'm running spacers and I kind of want to take them off. So I'm going to be pushing these rods that way to produce some negative camber. Make sure when you're installing these, basically just keep it linear this way so that when you do produce negative camber, it actually pulls it that way. So you don't want these rods sticking over here and you pull it and it's just going to jack up everything. So just make sure it's running this way, parallel or linear, whatever you want to call it, and just push it that way for negative, that way for positive. All right, we're going to have to bust the jack out to get the hub to actually meet the coilover. This top bolt also adjusts camber, so I want it to be as negative as possible, so I'm going to rotate it accordingly, and you can see the hub going inwards. All right, we can go ahead and pretty much lock these in. A front passenger coilover is installed. We're going to go over and do the driver's side. The driver's side is the same concept. I'm not going to record the driver's side. We're on the rear, total of 3 bolts that we need to take out. Those 3 bolts are not hard to take out, so I'm going to show you how to take them out. Trunk, we have 2 bolts to actually keep the strut locked in. To make the job 100% easy, you take out this bolt, and that bolt. In your trunk, you have 1 bolt there and the other bolt there. So you're gonna get your wrench, go on the back side, and you go ahead and take it out from the back. All right, here's a 14 mil. Easy. Get going with the new one. Got everything buttoned down, everything looking good. Coilovers in. Ride height's adjusted. We put our hardware back over here. So now all we have left is to put the wheel on, drop the car, view in daylight, and we'll be good. So you can see the car sits like significantly lower than it did before. Actually looks, to me it looks better. I'm gonna do a couple more cosmetic things to kind of just get everything kind of like dialed in and looking a little bit better. But for right now, it looks pretty good. I haven't test driven it yet, but I will. So we'll see how it drives. All right, so after test driving the car around, like honestly, the ride quality is not that bad. I have the back maxed out low. The front, it can go lower, but it'll be like undrivable if I go lower. Honest review on how it's riding, it's not bad. Like it feels better than how I felt when I was riding on my cut springs for sure. MaxpeedingRods honestly don't feel bad at all. Going over bumps doesn't feel crazy. It's not too stiff. I'm not bouncing around either. So I get these coilovers for the price. I mean, it's almost a 10 out of 10 to be honest with you. I mean, to pay $200 for a set of coilovers and to get this quality, I don't think you can really beat that. But that's really it for today's video, y'all. Just want to kind of keep y'all up to date on the build with the Subaru. But till next time, like, share, subscribe. Peace.